Moments ago, Douglas County Sheriff John Hamlin read the names of the 9 victims from Roseburg, Oregon for the first time. Here are his very emotional words.
The victims are Lucero Alcarez of Roseburg, 19 years old. Quinn Glenn Cooper of Roseburg, 18 years old. Kim Saltmarsh Dietz of Roseburg, 59 years old. Lucas Eibel of Roseburg, 18 years old. Jason Dale Johnson of Winston, 33 years old. Lawrence Levine of Glide, 67 years old. Mr. Levine was the teacher. Serena Dawn Moore of Myrtle Creek, 44 years old. Trevin Taylor Onpak of Sutherland, 20 years old. And Rebecca Ann Carnes of Myrtle Creek, 18 years old.
All right, so those are the names of the 9 victims from the shooting yesterday. The sheriff, as he said, he would not name the shooter, but Greg, that is an emotional moment for us to finally learn the names and ages of the people who were shot.
Yeah, it's the most powerful part. I mean, you hear that, it just kills you. I mean, emotionally.
18. Several of the people were only 18 years old, Kimberly, and colleges are it was a community college, and it's called that for a reason, because that becomes where all your hopes and dreams are being sewed together for the future. I think that's one of the hardest things about when it happens at a school.
Yeah, when you think about that, right, at a community college where you have people from all different walks of life and ages, people, some starting out in life trying to hope for a new career, others coming back to try and broaden their life, their horizons, and finish that education maybe that they had started years ago now that they have the opportunity. It was really kind of a melting pot, reflective of our society, and I think it's so important that we take this time and break into the show to honor those that have fallen, to give respect to their families that are suffering so greatly, give their names, show their faces, think about them for a moment while you watch, not about that guy, what he did. What
a shocking moment it must have been, Eric, for families then to hear and get the word that their loved ones didn't make it.
Yeah, and I have a son who's going to college in a year, and you think, you send your kid off to school, he goes there with all the hopes and dreams and vigor for life, and then one day some crazy person walks in and snuffs out 9 other people's lives. The other really strange thing, Roseburg, Oregon, 1959, there was a truck filled with explosive, pulled up next to a building, blew it up, killed, I think, 19 people or so. And then the American hero who stopped the terrorist attack in the Paris train, one of them was enrolled at one point in this college as well. You don't know what inspires a sick person to do something, but is it something to do with that? Who knows? We have to find out motives down the road, but it's sad for that community.
And I think this is what, when we talked about not wanting to politicize it, I think this is actually one of those moments where you take a step back from politics and you focus on them.
Well, I mean, it's just, there's no politics to, I don't know what the politics or the political affiliation are of the people who died, but
doesn't matter. It
doesn't matter at this moment. You know what struck me from listening to the sheriff? 2 things. One is a community college has more older people than a normal 4-year school. So you heard a number of people there, not only in their 20s, but even in their 40s, and of course the professor in his 60s. And I believe it was a debate class. It's very interesting. I don't know if the shooter had been in that class, and the second thing is the sheriff. The sheriff is a guy who's opposed to gun control and wrote a letter to Vice President Biden saying we don't want that around here. That is a rural community. Guns are part of the culture and the place. I don't know how he deals with that at this moment.
I do think it is remarkable how poised he is in dealing with this crisis. I think the sheriff has been remarkable, and we can follow his lead.